Here we go. Today we are going to be using all four operations to solve problems involving perimeter and unknown measurements. What is perimeter? Perimeter is a distance all the way around the outside of a 2D shape. Important terms, perimeter is a distance around the edge of a figure or shape. The perimeter is the sum of the lengths of each side of a polygon. Unknown side lengths are the missing measurement of side length of a figure. Opposite side lengths are parallel to each other and are right across each other. Rectangle is a 2D shape in geometry with four corners and four sides. A variable is a number we don't know yet, usually represented by a letter like an X or a Y. And value is a letter that represents an unknown number. All right, friends, here we go. So we are going to move on to our lesson. Make sure that you have a notebook or paper and a pencil so you can follow along and write down your thinking. Today, you will be able to solve problems involving perimeter using all four basic math operations with unknown side lengths. Our basic four operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. This is a warm-up. Please solve for the perimeter of each regular polygon. Please pause the video. That way you can have time to do this on your own. When you are done solving for all perimeters, make sure that you unpause the video and you can check your work. If you have any questions, please let me know. All right, I decided to use repeated addition and a multiplication equation to check my work. Now, I know that all regular polygons have equal sides. Therefore, I was able to use multiplication for this particular warm-up. Now, I would not recommend that you do repeated addition for polygons that have more than 5 sides because there's more room for mistakes. I would recommend that you use multiplication instead. But if you want to do both, that way you can check your work, that's perfect too. If you had any mistakes or any incorrect answers, make sure that you look through your work. If you cannot find your mistake, then when we get together for Zoom, you can show me your work and I can help you figure out where you went wrong. All right, let's move on. Today, we are going to solve for the perimeter of the shape below, and this particular shape is composed or made up of rectangles. So here is our shape. I decided to use blue outline so you can see the boundary or the perimeter of this shape. Here are the measurements. All right. Now, can you visualize the rectangles that make up this shape? This is what I see. I see this rectangle here, and then I see this other one. Now, let's go ahead and bring our measurements. We have 4 centimeters, 3 centimeters, 2 centimeters, and 5. Now, I realize that we do not have a measurement for this side length, so we're going to name this side length X. And I noticed that we do not have a measurement for this side length, so we're going to name this side length Y. And we're going to now, so what do we do next? What should we do? We have 2 side lengths that do not have a measurement. So we need to figure out now the value of X and Y. So let's go to our thinking board. What do we know? We know that we need to answer this question. What is the perimeter of the shape? We also know that this particular shape is composed or made up of 2 rectangles. We also know that the base of our first rectangle is 5 centimeters. We also know that this side length here, the opposite side length, part of it is 3 centimeters. We don't know the side length of our second rectangle here. We don't know the value, so that's the reason why we have X here to represent this side length. We need to figure out the value of X. So what operation can we use with the information we have so far? That's correct. We can use subtraction. So we already know that rectangles have equal opposite side lengths. So if this is 5 centimeters, the opposite side length should also be 5 centimeters, right? So if this part of the side length is 3 centimeters, what would the value of this side length be? If we figure out this side length, the value, we should be able to figure out what x is, because again, rectangles have opposite side lengths. So we're going to use subtraction, and we're going to subtract 5 centimeters minus 3 centimeters, and we should get x equals to 2 centimeters, because we know that 2 plus 3 equals 5. So going back to our thinking board, we have 5 centimeters, 3 centimeters, and now we know that x, or the value of the x, equals 2 centimeters. Here's part of our equation. Remember that we're still trying to figure out what's the perimeter of the shape. So now we have these 3 sides with each measurement. We also have this side length here that it's 4 centimeters long. This other side length is measuring 2 centimeters long. But we still don't know the value of y. So here is our equation. All right, 4 centimeters plus 2 centimeters equals, plus y centimeter equals perimeter. We still need to solve for y. So let's go ahead and go back to our thinking board. What do we know? We're still trying to figure out what is the perimeter of the shape. Now we're going to focus on this part of our figure. We know, what do we know? Well, we know that this side is 4 centimeters. We also know that this side length here, it's 2 centimeters. We also know that we need to look for the value, or solve for the value of y. So here's our equation once again. We're still trying to figure out what y is, the value of y. What should be our next step? What can we do with those measurements that we have here? What operation can we use to solve for y? So remember that we know that rectangles have opposite equal side lengths. So in this rectangle, if this is 4 centimeters, what would be the measurement for this side length here? From this point to this point here. All right. We know that's 4 centimeters, right? And we also know that this side length here is 2 centimeters. So the opposite side length should also be 2 centimeters. And as you can see, one of the things that we can do, or the one step we need to do, is addition. We need to add 4 plus 2 in order to find the value of y. So we add 4 plus 2, and that gives us 6. So the value of y equals to 6 centimeters. All right, so what do we know? Now we know all the side lengths, right? Now we know that this side length is 3. This one is 5 centimeters. The value of x we solve for, and it's 2 centimeters. We know the side length is 4 centimeters. This one right here is 2 centimeters. And last but not least, we have the value of y, which represents 6 centimeters. So what operation can we use to solve for the perimeter? Remember that in order to find the perimeter, we must add all the side lengths. So now that we have all the side lengths, can we add? Definitely, let's go for it. So let's go ahead and add. What is the perimeter of the shape? Go ahead and pause the video at this moment if you want to take the time to figure this out on your own. When you are ready to check your work against mine, pause the video. Okay, so here is my equation. All right, I decided to take it by steps. So here are all my side lengths. Then I decided to add 6 plus 5, which gave me 11. 4 plus 3, which gave me 7. And I have 2 plus 2, which equals 4. Not equals 4, but that should be an addition sign. It should be 11 centimeters plus 7 centimeters equal plus 4 centimeters. All right, here's my next equation. I decided to add 11 plus 7 and gave me 18. I decided to bring my 4 down, so 18 centimeters plus 4 centimeters. And finally, I have my perimeter. The perimeter is 22 centimeters. So the perimeter of the shape is 22 centimeters. This is your practice time. Be ready to share your answers during Zoom time. If you need to go back and watch my video again or take it by sections, you can. If you are ready to go for it, here is your new shape. And you need to find the perimeter of the shape. Here are the measurements. What are the unknown side lengths? So once you have solved for the side lengths, unknown side lengths, then you can click here for final answer. Please pause the video, that way you have time to figure this out. I would recommend you draw your model in your notebook or your paper and you solve for it. Okay, when you're ready to check your answer, you're more than welcome to come back and unpause the video and then click for the final answer of the perimeter. All right, so the perimeter of the shape is 34 meters. I'm not going to tell you what are the unknown side lengths because that's something that I would like you to tell me when we meet for Zoom time, okay? All right, if you're ready to practice a little bit more, here are some other links. I want to take a time to show you the links. So here's one. I really like this one because it starts very simple and then it gets a little bit harder, but it says start. So we can start and it says the distance around it gives you the definition of perimeter. So it says shoot a shape with a perimeter of 6 feet. So you gotta do all the ones that have 6 feet. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and I think I am done. I think so. No, I still need this one and I got them all. Then you hit next. Okay. And I like this one because it has the dots. So right here, you really do have to count. So 8 units. I believe this one is a unit. I think this one is a unit. And I think that one. And I got them all. And then you just keep going. The other lesson that I have here for you to practice is this one here. If I can get to it. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Splash Learn. And again, this is just another game. Okay, but I want you to go all the way to the bottom. There's perimeter of non-regular figures, and then there's perimeter of missing side lengths. So there's those two, and then perimeter of regular figures too. Okay, now if I go to play this one here, it's of non-regular figures. So it's loading up.
Find the perimeter of the polygon.
So here we go. So for example, 3 plus 3 equals 6, 4 plus 4 equals 8. And that should give us, I believe, is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So, yep, we got it right. Okay, and I think your parents have to sign up for it, but I think it will let you play for a little bit without signing up. If you really like it, then you can have your parents sign up, okay? And all right, and I just wanted to let you know that we are here. I am here in case you need any help or you have any questions. Next time when we see each other for Zoom, we are going to be practicing different shapes made up of rectangles, okay? So make sure that you watch this video before we meet for our Zoom meeting, so that way you're ready to go and have more of an idea, and that way we can focus more on just practicing how to solve, okay? All right, see you next time. I hope you have a wonderful rest of